This is a 2004 Ford F-250 crew cab 8-foot bed, 4-wheel drive with the famous 6.0 liter Powerstroke Diesel engine. Now this truck is an XLT package, and what that means is it simply has cloth interior with power windows, power door locks, cruise control, tilt steering wheel. It does have dual power seats, so it's pretty much, it's not a basic truck, but it's not your fully loaded, which your fully loaded would have maybe like leather seats and heated seats and a wood grain steering wheel. Now, in full transparency with the video, I'm doing this right after church. I've driving this truck every day, so I have not vacuumed it and cleaned it up, to like show it for the video. Just doing it to give you a real kind of live feed video. But what we'll do is we'll take a look around the truck. We'll walk around it. We'll open the doors. We'll do all that. We'll start it up. We'll fire it up. All that good jazz. As you can see, it has a nice in-dash TV. "20-inch aftermarket wheels with brand new all-terrain tires. This truck does have the 2008 rear bumper, as you can see here in the video. It has smoked out taillights. It has the smoked out headlights, the parking lights to go with it. Has the chrome handle accents. Does have a kind of like some sort of spray in, bed liner, I reckon, in there. Does have the hitch in the bed that has the flip up ball. And then it does have a soft roll up tonneau cover, as you can see there. Has the aftermarket 4-inch turbo back exhaust system, which when you're going on the road, it sounds wonderful. I mean, absolutely incredible how well this truck sounds. Go ahead and we'll open up the back seat, work our way around, head back into the front. Has the aftermarket front grille. You can see like the honeycomb type grille. Has the aftermarket, this is called a bull bar, if you don't know what one of these things is. And then we went ahead and put on a light bar. Again, transparently. When you have these smoked out headlights, it looks cool, kind of give it that like darked out look or something, like kind of blacked out look. But it really does have a significant impact on the visibility when you're driving at night. So even with, like the headlights and the fog lights on, visibility still is not, transparently, it's not the most wonderful. So there's either a couple solutions. Either one, somebody could put in the factory style headlights, the clear, and then obviously it'll look a little bit different instead of that darked out, smoked out look. You could put maybe like an LED headlight bulb in there, which would brighten it up tremendously. I mean, like night and day difference. We went ahead and we had this laying here. It was a brand new Rough Country. I think it's a 30-inch light bar. So we went ahead and put that in. And really, that's all you need. You could ride down the road with just that, not headlights on or anything, and you can see for miles. It's wonderful. Does have the aftermarket worn mile marker hubs. As you can see there, those locking hubs. Does have the aftermarket Bilstein shocks, as you can see right there in the video. Has those front and rear. So let's go ahead and we'll pop the hood. We'll kind of do a little talking. We'll give you the startup video so you can see it. And really what this video is designed to do is kind of give you an idea as if you are here looking at the truck for yourself, hearing it for yourself. Obviously you can't like touch it and smell it and all that stuff, but really just give you an idea how it is. You know what I'm saying? All right. Now this truck does have tons of maintenance that was just done to it. So we'll go ahead and get into the service in just a second. But as you can see, it fires right up. It has 191,000 miles on it. There's no warning lights, no brake light, ABS, airbag, check engine, none of that stuff. As you can see right here in this frame, you do see on the left-hand side, the aftermarket boost gauge. On the right-hand side, the pyrometer gauge. This one here will show you your exhaust gas temperatures, and the one on the right side shows you your turbo boost pressure. Those are functioning. And then if you come up here to kind of the ceiling area, we have a couple more gauges. We have a fuel pressure gauge. As you can see, it's reading about 65 psi of fuel pressure. Trans temp gauge. Now the trans temp gauge is not wired in. It's ready to be put in, but you need the actual sensor that goes in the transmission to have that to be functional. The oil pressure, as you can see, that's functioning. When you drive down the road, that's like, 75 pounds of pressure. I mean, wonderful oil pressure. And then on that far right side, you'll see the water temperature. The water temperature gauge is not hooked up. Again, that would just need a sensor to be put in if you want that. However, you really don't need that, because if you look here, and well, I'm using a device to do this video, so that it doesn't get like vibrations and stuff like that. So give me a moment. I'm not a videographer, but you can see the water temp gauge right there, right? So that one works fine. Obviously, there's not really need to do that one up top. So let's go ahead. We'll hop out of the truck here in a moment, and we'll open the hood and everything else. You can see it does have the aftermarket radio right here. It does have Bluetooth, so if you're driving down the road and you want to talk on Bluetooth, you can do that. And it has the microphone for the Bluetooth right here. Comes through the audio speakers. The four-wheel drive works just as it should. The rear parking sensors when you're backing up, those are in the bumper, which this bumper has been changed to the 08 to 10. That all functions as designed. The AC is ice cold. The heat is hot as can be. So if you want to come out on a nice cold winter morning like we've been having the past few nights here in Virginia, you come out in the morning, the truck fires right up, just let it run for maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and you'll come out and you'll have a heated cab, which is real nice. All the power windows work, and mirrors work and all that good stuff. All right, let's pop the hood. I'll go ahead and take a look. And then all right, so here it's running. Let me get this thing going. All right, so just to give you an idea of what all has been done to this engine and kind of the stuff to go along with it. You can see it has the aftermarket K&N. Let's have to hold this, I reckon. Cold air intake, so it'll breathe a little bit better. Obviously, it can help with your fuel economy as well as produce more horsepower and torque. It does have the EGR upgrade, the exhaust, full turbo back exhaust. As you can see, it has the AFE intercooler piping with the intake horn, right here. It does have the Sinister, I think it's Sinister, maybe it's not, Performance Machine, whatever that is. The coolant filtration kit. If you know anything about these engines, really, you don't need the coolant filtration kit. A lot of people thought they were going to be this, claim to fame and stuff like that, but as long as your oil cooler is good, you don't need any of that stuff. So it has it anyways. All right, recent service and maintenance, if you will. Just had oil change, just did that earlier in the week. So I just drove to Texas and back, which is 3,000 miles. Truck drove beautifully. I mean, you hold it at 80, 90, and sometimes, 6-digit speeds, and just, drove so phenomenal. Before we made the journey, we had just put a brand new turbo in it. Let me see if you can see it. Yeah, you can see it in there a little bit. That's a brand new turbo. Now this truck was set up, it's a 2004, but it has the 07 turbo on it. So somebody at some point has upgraded the pedestal and they changed to the 07 turbo. So we went ahead and put that on. That comes with a 2-year unlimited mile warranty at any Ford dealer in the lower 48 states here in the United States. It also has a new oil cooler and a new high pressure oil pump or injection pump. The oil cooler is kind of down here in the valley of the engine, and the high pressure oil pump is in the very back of the engine on top. So it's a very in-depth, those two jobs, one's 8 hours, one's 10 hours. So quite a bit of labor to do both of those. You're talking about 20 hours of labor. They were done at separate times. Also, it had all the associated gaskets replaced when doing those. We believe that if you're going to say, pull off the turbo and the piping and all that stuff and where the oil filter is and everything to pull it off to get to the oil cooler or the high pressure oil pump, you want to replace your intake gaskets, or anytime that a seal is broken, whether or not that was leaking previously or not, you want to go ahead and get a new gasket. So we did all that, obviously. Again, all that would come with a 2-year unlimited mile warranty through Ford. Oil cooler, high pressure oil pump. Also did 2 valve cover gaskets. They were leaking a little bit, so we put 2 new valve cover gaskets in it from Ford. We also went ahead and did new glow plug harnesses from Ford. Again, all that's warranted. We just did 2 new fuel filters, and you can see where it has the aftermarket cap here for the oil filter. So again, quite a bit of aftermarket stuff. Now, the other thing that's been done to this truck, pretty much something a lot of people want to know, is this truck And I'm not making a claim to this word in no way. I want to kind of give full disclosure there. But consider what a lot of people call what's called bulletproofing on a 6.0. This truck's had. Now I want to be clear, because Bulletproofed Diesel is a company based, if I'm correct here, I'm recalling correctly, is based out of Arizona. A man named Ken owns the company. A real nice young man. You can get tons of aftermarket products from him for the 6.0 and the Ford vehicles. And so it does not have any of their parts, okay? However, it has the ARP head studs. And when people do the ARP head studs, a lot of people in that community, in the 6.0 or the diesel community, say that's considered to be bulletproofing. Again, make no claim to that. You want to say bulletproof, I believe you should use the man Ken's company, Bulletproofed Diesel. However, if you look down in there, let's see if I can zoom in on this. You can actually see the stud right here. So it does have the ARP head studs. Obviously, you don't see a bunch of white residue all around the coolant, you know, where it's splashed onto here because it had excessive pressure. So overall, really just a wonderful driving truck. As far as, you know, like maintenance, you can get in the truck here in Virginia. You could drive it. You would take your family to Texas and back, and you shouldn't have a concern in the world. You just get in it and go. And I have confidence in saying that because I just did it. We haven't owned this truck very long, not long at all. Never anticipated on really owning it. Just wanted to help a guy out, and ended up with a truck. So obviously, before we wanted to offer it to anybody, we wanted it to be nice. We wanted it to be right, because we're to, you know, you could bring it back and say, you know, 6 months down the road, maybe you need an alternator, or you need brakes, or, you know, there's some maintenance on a car. We want to help for that. And so we believe that if we sold something that had issues, that would not be very integrous of us, and we want to do our best. It's kind of one of our cultural values, and loving others and doing our best. And we believe that that would be to give a ready-to-go vehicle. So that's why we did the tires and the oil cooler and the high-pressure oil pump, and did all that stuff. So ready to go, ready for you, clean, clear title in hand. All you got to do is keep fueling it, keep the key, and just go out and enjoy. Hey, I hope you've enjoyed this message and this video. Keep following us, 4ABC, hashtag 4ABC on Instagram. You can check us out, Adams Brown and Company, ABC Diesels, Autos by Choice, ABC 123, Would You Be For Me, and 4ABC. That's kind of cool. Okay, hey, may God bless you, keep you, shines light upon you, be so gracious to you. We'll see you next time.